Halloween 2018 is the third version of the second film set in the first timeline. Somehow that wacky idea works. Let's talk about it. If you thought the X-Men and Terminator timeline was a clusterfuck, just look at Halloween. It's like, hold my beer, let me show you how it's done. For those of you that don't know, Halloween 2018 is a direct follow-up set 40 some years later after the original. And that's not to be confused with Halloween H2O, which was set 20 years after the original and is the third film in the franchise, which retcons 3, 4, and 5. Halloween 2018 retcons everything outside of the first. All that out of the way, good. It's awesome. I really liked Halloween 2018. Did a little double date with the wife and the family, and we had a blast. I was on the edge of my seat for the last 30 minutes. I actually had a cramp when I got up. My leg was locked under the seat in front of me because I was so invested in what was going on. It's about the psychology of Michael Myers. People are invested in him now. They want to know why he doesn't speak. They're trying to get into his mindset. But it's impossible to get into the mindset of a fucking demon. And it's been a while since I've talked about The Last Jedi, so I feel like I'm obligated to shit on that again. This is how you do that type of story correctly. I know, weird comparison, right? But Jamie Lee Curtis is back, aged obviously. She's held on to this pain the entire time. She has prepared for the moment that Myers would eventually escape again, because she wants to be the one to take this son of a bitch down. You contrast that with Luke Skywalker, who it's however many years later as well. He's hidden from the world. The events of his past have taken a toll on him as well. The difference is, Jamie Lee Curtis is a badass. She doesn't go down like a bitch. She's ready to fight. She's ready to own up to what happened. She's ready to face her fears. Not cower away, not run, not Skype call in to half-ass a fight. No, she's all in. She's got her bunker, she's got guns, she's got this whole thing on lockdown. They do that character justice, and I was all in. I was ready for the ride, I believed it. I believed that she could do this. Another thing that really impressed me, that I can't even think of another film that even got remotely close to this, was these micro stories that all work. There are 3 or 4 chunks of characters that we're introduced to throughout the film that I absolutely fall in love with, and then we have to tragically watch die a lot of times. We have the original podcast crew. We have the standard hot blonde and the little boy she's babysitting, who is the best part of this movie. This kid is so freaking funny throughout. I wish we had more time with him, and unfortunately his story just kind of goes away, which I get. It's fine, it's not about him, but maybe it should have been. Maybe it should have been about the boy. Then we have your standard teenager story, which is the weakest for me out of the lot, and I was okay when some of them were offed. I was actually rooting for them to die viciously. There are a lot of pockets of characters, and for the most part, David Gordon Green gets it all right. There is one scene 2/3 through the movie that I kind of just shrugged back a little. I was like, oh no. We're doing the whole horror cliche kind of thing with this character. That one didn't sit well with me. I'm not going to give away what that is. I was a little down on it, but thankfully it doesn't overstay its welcome and we move on very quickly. For the one big fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween, you will be happy to know there is some decent gore in this. It's not as lackluster as the original. There's definitely some skulls getting crushed and some people getting choked out violently. They brought back that fun, eerie John Carpenter opener from '78 with a little bit of a twist. You also get the music. Not overused, thankfully. It's done just in the right amount. And they add a nice little layer to that as well. You get it's like John Carpenter mixed with Hans Zimmer. You get a little bit of that thrown in. If you're a fan of Halloween, this is a must-watch. I can't imagine anybody being upset with what they did here. If you thought the first one was boring and old and dated, I think you'd still maybe like this one because it obviously is more modern. It moves a little quicker, but it does pay a lot of respect to what came before it in terms of camera shots, in terms of tips of the hat. There's a lot of things at play, and once more, I was very impressed with what they did. I think I've said enough. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, maybe think about joining. I have a few other shows on this channel, including Movie Feuds, where I pit movies head to head, and next week I'll have one, or sooner. I don't know, I have to write the script still. It's going to be Halloween 2 versus Halloween 2 2009 versus Halloween 2018. That should be a fun time. I get to go a little bit more in depth, put my thoughts down on paper in case I missed something here, which I'm sure I did. All right, take care and happy Halloween, Michael. Thanks for watching me rant for a little while. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe to Adam Does Movies. If you want to hear me complain some more, there's plenty more rants to be found, to be unearthed. Just have to click on that link. I'll just stand here and wait awkwardly while you do, making you feel uncomfortable.